Right, welcome to the another section of optical fiber cables. Today's topic is what are the design objectives and cable structures. Already we know that the type of layers in optical fiber cables we discussed in previous classes. That is, the main layer is core. It is made up of glass material whose refractive index is N1, and the second layer is cladding layer, which is made up of plastic material whose refractive index is N2, and the relation between refractive index of core and cladding is N1 is greater than N2. That is, the refractive index of core is greater than refractive index of cladding. The other layer is buffer coating. Buffer coating after the cladding layer, which is used for external physical protection. Right. Here, based upon this basic structure, now we are going move to the design objectives and cable structure of optical fiber cable. Here, first we discuss about the topic is design objectives. Right. At the time of installation of optical fiber cables, here what are the precautions we have to take, and different environment conditions, what are the structures of optical fiber cables. Here the cable structure is depends upon environmental, that is whether it is underground cable, uh, whether it is inserted into the buildings and ground water and submarines, different environment conditions, different types of structures are available. Here different cable designs are available, but depends upon applications. Here the design objectives of the cable manufacturers have been that the optical fiber cable should be installed with the same equipment and installation techniques and precautions as those used in conventional optical fiber cables. Right. First, we discuss about cable structure here. See this one. This is a basic cable structure which we are using. Right. Here, one important mechanical property of the cable structure which allows maximum axial load on the cable. Which allows maximum allowable axial load on the cable. Here see this figure, this is the basic cable structure. This is the basic cable structure. Here see these are different types of layers are available. At the center, here we are using 6 optical fiber cables are bunched together. 6 optical fiber cables are bunched together. Once 6 cables are bunched together, at the center we are using a buffer strength member. A buffer strength member is center one. After this one, we have to fix 6 optical fiber cables, that is basic fiber building blocks. After this one, uh, to protect between 2 optical fiber cables, we are using either paper or plastic binding tape. This is the binding tape. Next here, see this one, next layer here. After this layer, we are using insulated copper conductors. The next one is a binding tape. After this one, we are using a PVC jacket for protecting all optical fiber cables. After this one here, we are using iron strength member. Next, we are going for outer sheet. This is a procedure to fix a cable structure in a real-time applications. That is, we are to fix 6 optical fiber cables, and these outer sheets for protection from physical damage. Here, the above figure shows that which are the common materials we are using in the optical fiber cables. For individual fibers, there is no problem. But at the time of connecting bunches of optical fiber cables or grouping of the optical fiber cables, optional copper wires are used for that. Why? Because copper cables are used for optical fiber cables. This is for power in the inlet equipment. Suppose nothing but we are using repeaters between transmitter to receiver. What is meant repeater? Repeater is nothing but which receives the signal and increase the strength of the signal and retransmits. At that time, the required that particular repeater or amplifier required power. That's why we are using copper lines. Copper lines. This is the copper lines which we are using in the inside the cable structure. This is for power line. Here, a cable wrapping tape after the optical fiber bunches are grouping. we are using a wrapping tape we are using. Here what is the use of this wrapping tape, which can be increase the physical strength for the particular bunching, and which can be eliminate physical damage, and which can eliminate stress on the fibers, and which can eliminate some of the losses. The final jacket, outer sheet jacket also used, which will protects the fibers inside against absorption and moisture and oil and solvent and different types of physical damage and noises. Right. That is about this is about basic structure. This is having a bunch of or grouping of optical fiber cables and copper lines and protector wrapping tapes and outer sheets. Here, based upon this basic structure, we are going for there are two types of optical cable structures. The first one is tight buffered fiber cable, tight buffered fiber cable, and loose tube cable. Loose tube cable. Here, a tight buffered fiber cable, which especially this is used in indoor applications inside the buildings. For loose tube cable used in outdoors. Here, what is the difference between a tight buffered fiber cable and loose tube cable? Here, a tight buffered fiber cable, nothing but we have to fix and tighten the bunch of optical fiber cable. Tighten. See this figure. Here, the center one is glass fiber. This is the glass fiber which we are using, right? After this one, we are using fiber coating with radius of 250 micrometer. The next layer is fiber buffer 900 micrometer. Next one is air strength member. Next one is outer jacket. That is, we have to fix and tighten the optical fiber cable inside the jacket. Once it is fixed, it is not moved, flexible. It is fixed. But when we are going for loose tube cable, here this is a thermoplastic tube. Inside optical fiber cable is there. It can be moved inside this thermal cable. Especially, I think almost all are watched this optical fiber cables. From the roadside, I think all of you please check in roadsides drilling the ground and fix optical fiber cables. Before fixing optical fiber, a plastic tube can be fixed in the ground. Once the plastic pipes can be fixed, then you insert optical fiber cables inside the plastic cable. That is loose tube cable, especially which is used in outdoors applications. I think all of maximum can be watched this type of loose cable roadside the building. This next one is a tight buffer design. Each fiber is individually encapsulated. A tight buffer design is each fiber is individually encapsulated with its own 900 micrometer diameter plastic buffer structure. That is, once you have to fix the optical fiber cable, it tighten into the jacket. But in loose type tube cable configuration, it is not fixed. One or more standard coated fibers are enclosed. That is, once we have to fix this plastic cable, we have to insert many number of optical fiber cables inside that one. Suppose now I have designed this loose tube cable from Tirupati to Vijayawada and fix one plastic line cable. Suppose now the 100 subscribers are there. 100 optical fibers are inserted into that one. Suppose in future 1000 subscribers are increases. At that time, also we are inserted optical fiber cable into that plastic cable. That is flexible. Next, for this tight buffer, this construction feature contributes to the excellent moisture and temperature performance of the tight buffered cables and also permits their direct termination with connectors. Nothing but it eliminates moisture conditions, it eliminates some noise. But the purpose of this loose type cable configuration construction is to isolate the fiber from any strength strengthening of the surrounding cable structure caused by the factors such as temperature changes and wind forces and ice loading. This is the basic differences between tight buffer design and loose tube cable design. Now again we have to move to indoor cable designs. That is, suppose we have to fix the network inside the building. At that time, the indoor cables can be used for interconnecting instruments, for distributing signals among the office users, for connections to printers, servers, for short path cords in a telecommunication equipments or racks. Suppose we are connecting between our LAN connection between number of systems inside the building and connections to printers, connected to scanners, connected to servers by using optical fiber cables. This is for indoor design. Here in this indoor cable designs, that is interconnect cable, breakout or fan out cable, distribution cable, three types of the indoor cable design: interconnect cable, breakout or fan out cable, and distribution cable. Here this interconnect cable, here what are the features, where exactly use this interconnect cable? Here this interconnect cable, it is light duty cycle and low fiber count indoor applications purpose we are using. And this type of cables are flexible and compact and lightweight, and especially this type of interconnect cables are which is used in the applications of patch cords, also known as jumper connections, right? And short length of a simplex and duplex cable design. Here what is meant as simplex? Simplex is nothing but a one-way direction from transmitter to receiver. And what is meant to duplex? Here duplex is nothing but both directions, that is transmitter to receiver and receiver to transmitter transmission, but not at a time. Next, the second type of indoor cable design is breakout or fan out cable. It consists of up to 12 tight buffered fibers standard around a central strength member. Nothing but here in this breakout or fan out cable, a 12 optical fibers are bunched together, and easy installation, and routing is individual. Routing nothing but transmission is individual connection. Next, the third type of indoor cable design is distribution cable. It consists of individual or small grouping of tight buffered fibers. Here in interconnect cable, first one is individual. Second one, breakout or fan out, is grouping. The third one, distribution, is either individual or grouping of the fibers. Here this distribution cable serves a wide range of network applications for sending a data and voice or video signals. Presently we are using distribution cables for optical fibers cable, that is connection from our system to servers. Suppose we have to connection between our system to Google server through optical fiber cable for transmission of sending or receiving a data, voice and video signals. See this one, we are discussing, right? Breakout or fan out cable. I am showing the breakout or fan out cable. How many buffer is it? 12 tight buffers. See this one. This is one encapsulation plastic material which we are using 12 optical fiber cables. 12 optical fiber cables. Next we are going for the next one is outdoor cables. The second one is outdoor cable. Here the outdoor cables installation include aerial, duct, direct burial and underwater applications purpose we are using outdoor cables. Right. Here the outdoor cables especially used for we are using underwater also. Suppose we are connected from India to US for Google server. We are using optical fiber cables connection through underwater, through sea. Right. Here there are three types of outdoor cables. The first one is aerial cable, the second one is armored cable, and third one is underwater cable. The first one is aerial cable. It is intended for mounting outside between buildings or on poles or towers. That is, we are connecting this aerial cable from building to building outside or through poles or through towers. The self-supporting cable contains an internal strength member that permits the cable be strong between poles without using any additional support mechanisms. And it supports facility supporting cable. Right. Next, second one is armored cable. It is intended for direct burial or underground duct applications. Has one or more layers of steel wire or steel sheet protection or jacket. Next, the third one is underwater cable. It is also known as submarine cable. It is also known as submarine cable. It is used in rivers, lakes, and ocean environment. The connection between two countries, like that. This type of cables are normally exposed to high water pressure, and they have much more strengthening requirement than the underground cable. For underground cable, there is no problems. But when we go for underwater cable, will give more protection because which are used in oceans and rivers. Right, these are the three types of outdoor cables. Right. Do you have any query? Type your query in a chat box. Thank you very much for attending today's section. Right, and today's we discuss about the topic. Today's we discuss about topic of what are the different types of cable structures are available. We discussed today's class. Here in this class we discussed about what are the design objectives and what are the different types of cable structures are available. Uh, Based upon this design objectives, there are cable we discuss basic cable structure. This is about basic cable structure. Here in this cable structure, where the six fibers are grouping together, and we give some protection to the optical fiber cables. These are general cable structure. Based on this general cable structure, there are two types of optical fiber structures. The first one is a tight buffered fiber cable. Second one is loose tube cable. The other names are indoor and outdoor. Here in this indoor cable design, again, this can be divided three types. Interconnect cable. The second one is breakout or fan out cable. The third one is distribution cable. Similarly, we are going for outdoor cables. In this outdoor cable, again this can be divided into three types: aerial cable, armored cable, and underwater cable. Right. These are about basic design objectives of optical fiber cable and different types of cable structures based on indoor and outdoor applications. If you are having any doubts, please type your queries in a chat box. Please type your query in a chat box. If no doubts, I will leave the class. Right, Pravalika asked, as a aerial cable is self-supporting, why can't we use that for indoor purpose? Here that name it should show aerial. What do you mean aerial? Aerial nothing but outside. The connection between two towers or two poles. Suppose we are go for in power transmission lines. Where power transmission line between two poles, connection between one point to another point through electrical wires. Similarly, to connection from one point to another point, either ground mode or aerial mode. Here it is a aerial mode is a self-support. It's a self-support. But here suppose the aerial cable is used for indoor purpose. Suppose I am designing one computer laboratory. I am designing computer laboratory having a 50 systems. Here in these 50 systems are connected together through a LAN connection. Through a LAN connection. For LAN connection, we are fixing the all interconnection network. We are through a drill the holes in the walls and transmit. We can fix that lines through that walls. Instead of that one, we have to hang that wires. and how it can be when the optical fiber starts hang in the inside the room and connect to the number of computers. At that time, how it can be possible? Clumsy of a network, clumsy of a network inside. That's why the aerial cable used for especially for outdoor purpose, right? Next, is there any other doubts? Right, thank you very much. Right, attending today's class. And tomorrow we discuss about the next topic is fiber joints. Fiber joints. Here fiber joints is nothing but how to connect two optical fiber cables. How to connect two optical fiber cables, how it can be possible, and how to calculate efficiency. We'll discuss tomorrow class at the 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. period. Right. Thank you very much for attending today's class. Thank you very much. Now you can leave the class.